What's up, guys? So it's been a while, but there really hasn't been much going on with Motorsport Games, which is why I haven't done any videos covering it. But there is a little bit that I do want to talk about. Um, there was a post by Mike Straw, which I will show you, and I'll tell you what my thoughts on that are about. But someone else did send me, I guess, a link, right? They were trying to show me what Stephen Hood, the new CEO of Motorsport Games, has been saying about the company. Unfortunately, so here, this is from Bobby Birch, one of my followers. So it says, Disco, here is Stephen Hood, Twitter. He has been responding to people about MSG. So obviously, I try to click on it. So I'm going to show you real quick. There you see Stephen Hood. When I click on it, as you could see, he's blocked me. Now, I've been blocked for a long time. He blocked me a while ago. I'm going to explain to you why he blocked me. I'm not going to go super deep into politics, but I do have to explain to you why he blocked me. So, plain and simple, I guess he followed me or something, and he saw me post something that was critical of the war in Ukraine. For those of you who don't know, I do not support our tax dollars support funding another war. First of all, we're involved in too many wars. We are warmongers. We're nation building. I don't support any of these things that we've been doing. But if you really want to just look at Ukraine and this whole concerted effort by the media to make Ukraine out to be like the good guys, some victim of Russia. I'm not taking sides here. I'm not telling you Russia's good and this and what I'm trying to tell you is that as an American citizen taxpayer, I don't want to be involved. I'm sick and tired of this bullshit that the government constantly manipulates the public to get you to go along with how they waste your tax dollars on more and more wars. There's always a new war to fight, and they fool you into thinking that it's for this reason when it's really for something else. We blew up the Nord Stream pipeline. We are constantly stoking war. And we have a crumbling infrastructure. We can't fucking fix anything in this country. We can't take care of our own citizens. You can't have universal health care coverage. We can't have anything because our tax dollars are being stolen, and it's being used for nefarious purposes to, of course, make the wealthy corporations that control everything wealthier. So I'm sick and tired of it. Ukraine, for those of you who don't know, the government is completely corrupt and it's run by Nazis. So all these people that scream about Nazis and fascism and all this stuff are the same people that support this bullshit war in Ukraine, where your tax money is just being siphoned every time you turn around. They just sent another $15 billion to this bullshit, okay? I'm not going to get into it deeper than that. Those are my thoughts, but I am extremely critical of our foreign policy. So apparently, he responded one time and he was like, he couldn't believe that I had the audacity to say anything like that, right? Because if you don't blindly support everything this government's doing, then people look at you like there's something wrong with you. So he blocked me. It's one thing to disagree with me, but no counter argument, nothing. It's just I'm blocking this guy because I don't like what he had to say, because that's what people are doing now, right? If you criticize anything that people that goes against the establishment or what the mainstream media promotes, then they gang up on you, they censor you. This is like a form of censorship. I mean, he's free to block anybody he wants, but that's why he blocked me. So just, for transparency, so you guys understand why this guy would block me, that's it. because he's a lemming. He's a tool. He's one of these people that are just lockstep with all the narrative and the bullshit that of our America's involvement in Ukraine, and they don't want anybody to be critical of it, to ask questions, to hold the government accountable. Right? It's your tax dollars, and every time you turn around, they siphon another 15, 20, 30 billion dollars, and they just send it over there. Ukraine is known as one of the most corrupt governments on the planet. Okay, so there is no end game. Just the fact that there is an ongoing war is very profitable to all of these corporations that run our government: Boeing, Raytheon, Honeywell, General Electric. Um, the list goes on and on. So that's it. I'm gonna leave it at that, right? Um, I know you guys don't like politics or anything like that, but that's pretty much it. So I am not able to follow Stephen Hood, and he blocked me for that reason and that reason alone. So he's a fucking lemming. He's a tool. But in spite of that, I mean, This happened a long time ago. It could be about a year now, but you guys have seen that I've been very fair to him, regardless of this, right? I didn't hold any of this against him. I still said things like he was a much better choice to run everything from day one. I always said that why would you have a guy with his experience, at Codemasters and everything that he was behind? Why would you not have him run everything? Instead, they had DK, all right, as Captain Sleeveless likes to call him. So I've actually supported Stephen Hood, and even since then, I've said things like I'm open to giving him an opportunity and whatever. But let's be real, okay? The problems at Motorsport Games go way deeper than just changing a CEO is gonna be able to fix, right? So just to show you guys, I'm blocked, so I'm not capable of following what he has to say about Motorsport Games. So just now you guys know what's going on that end, right? So let's go to the other thing here, right? So we go to Mike Straw, the only person that's actually consistently covered this stuff as a journalist, right? Because I'm not a journalist, right? I just give you my take on what's going on. Now, I do, I'll put my record up against anyone. Like, if you just take all the things I've talked about in 10 years, 11 years now, of talking about these games and all of this stuff, I think I have a good record. I think I've been really on point with most of what I've said, right? You see that the things that I say, they turn out to be that way, right? But I'm not a journalist. So he did post something concerning Motorsport Games. Not a big thing, but I'm going to tell you my thoughts on it if I can find it. Just bear with me. I had to close all the windows in my house. For those of you who don't know, it's fucking... The sky is orange. And all you smell is smoke. Everywhere. There's a fire, I think, coming from Canada. It's everywhere. It's insane. If I had the windows open to the house, you could literally start feeling like you're choking. This is bad. It's pretty scary. I've never seen anything like it. The sky is orange. There's an orange haze everywhere. Oh, here goes Mike Straw. It is so disgustingly hazy and smells of smoke outside today. Outside for 20 minutes. My asthma is acting up big time. I don't know where Mike Straw lives. I don't know if he's from Canada, whatever. But yeah, this is pretty bad on the East Coast. Northern East Coast area is pretty bad. So bear with me. I'm going to look for it. He posted this a couple days ago. It's a shame that Stephen Hood blocked me because I'm not able to know what he's got to say unless someone else sends me a link or something. I don't. I wish I could. Okay, here we go. So, as you could see here, hold on a second. Let me make sure you guys can see that. Okay. So, from Mike Straw, you want some Motorsport Games news? I got you. I've had no less than 6 sources reach out to me to tell me that the morale has improved in a major way since Stephen Hood took over as CEO. One source even said, "We have a vision again, and it's only getting better." So that's pretty much it. This is a huge nothing burger, and I'll explain why. So first of all, thank you to Mike Straw for keeping us posted, and so, but this is nothing but PR. This is PR, plain and simple. Okay, first of all, they're trying to make it sound like, okay, now Stephen Hood, he's in charge. All of a sudden, the morale is through the roof, and there's a vision. They won't tell you what the vision is. There's no road. Where's, like, you know how they did that bullshit roadmap? Why can't you release something, a simple letter, just going A through Z, explaining what's the blueprint, what their plans are to turn things around, anything, right? Even if it's bullshit, show something, right? There's been nothing, right? The reason all these no less than 6 sources. So you mean to tell me that just this morale boost is enough to get a bunch of these guys to start calling Mike Straw to tell him how great everything is now? No real detail on anything. It's just a morale boost. This is all bullshit. It's PR. This is just to get people excited, like, hey, this DK's not, Costco's not the CEO anymore. Hey, yay, everything's gonna turn out great. No, it's not. Where's the money? Where's the resources? We don't even know how many people are left working on anything. There's no word on the next NASCAR game. In fact, the big announcement, which was over a month ago, was this DLC for NASCAR Heat 5. Personally, I've already told you guys, I couldn't care less about that DLC. NASCAR Heat 5 is an outdated game, and they're trying to milk it for all it's worth because they don't have anything. So I would never give them a dime for the DLC. And it is discouraging to me to see so many lemmings still latching on to this DLC. Like, where is it? I can't wait to buy it. I'm like, they're excited about it. And I'm like, I don't get it. I've been done with this company. So my only focus with them is, when are they going to die? I just want them to go away already, to open the door to something new. Because I don't believe in these people. And I told you guys a long time ago, it's not just the CEO. He wasn't the only problem. Okay, there's just from top to bottom, everything and the way they've gone about it, it just hasn't worked. So, if this guy has this magical blueprint, why not tell us? There's no what's the big secret? It's a fucking NASCAR game. It's not Grand Theft Auto where there's so many details you don't want to reveal because it's part of a story. It's a fucking sports title. We know what it's supposed to be. And if you really want to get people excited, then you should have an actual detailed list of what your plans are, what you're going to do, where are your resources going to go. They don't have anything. So they have a couple of guys God knows who these people are, making phone calls to Mike Straw because they want to kind of counter that. Remember all those leaks coming from people, all that negative shit? That was real. This is bullshit. Don't tell me these guys are so pumped up from pure morale that they got to call Mike Straw, but not one of them has given him any detail like, hey, this is what he actually wants to do, and it looks like he's gonna, it doesn't have to get super descriptive. Something. Nope. It's all about vision and morale. It's way too late to get people excited for that. Now, except of course for Lemmings. So I wrote, first of all, thanks for keeping us updated to Mike Straw. As for this stuff, this is nothing more than PR, right? They're only interested in creating a positive buzz. They don't have any way to do that except to tell you that the workers, that are left, right? We still don't know how many of them are there and what they're working on, but they're so excited that they just had to call Mike Straw. So that's all bullshit. Then it says, I put, even if Hood has a plan, there aren't enough resources to get anything done. I mean, we already know the problems they have financially. So how are they going to turn things around? They can't even release the DLC they've been talking about for over a year. So I followed that up with, the real story is NASCAR's lack of involvement regarding the embarrassing video game licensing status. Like I told you guys earlier this year, I'm more concerned with NASCAR on their end. Why are they not involved? Now, you might say, well, we don't know what they're doing behind the scenes. Maybe they just don't want to publicly say anything. Well, that's not good. You should at least let the public know we're concerned. We are involved. We can't reveal any discussions we've had with Motorsport Games, but we are definitely concerned. And we are actively looking to figure out a way to get things going in the right direction. Something. They can't even be bothered to do that. So my only conclusion is, there's nothing. They're not involved. There's nothing going on. Everybody's twiddling their thumbs, waiting for what? More investment money. That's all they're doing. They're just hoping that there's another windfall of money. Motorsport Network, there is going to be a point. I don't know what that point is, right? It's only they know that. How much are they willing to continue to fund and sink money into a business that is failing? There is a point where they're going to have to stop and say, enough. This is not going to work. They can't keep pouring good money after bad money. So I'm more concerned with NASCAR. Their silence, their complete lack of involvement. That to me is a much bigger problem, which, like I said, we've been having problems for well over a decade with NASCAR games. It's not just Motorsport Games. So that's pretty much my thoughts on this right now. This is a nothing burger if I ever saw one. Yeah, a bunch of guys. And then it's, I could see one person maybe calling and saying, hey, this guy seems legit, like, he's got a plan and something. No, all of 6 people, no less than 6 people reaching out to the only guy who's given us any information, right? Because people have leaked things to him. So now all of a sudden a bunch of people are, I got to get in touch with Mike Straw. Why? There is nothing. So I just want this fucking company to die. They haven't shown any actual plan. That's how you get things turned around, right? You got to actually have a plan, in effect, a blueprint, something, right? Just like the roadmap, which turned out to be all bullshit, but at least, that's something to tell people why you should be excited. There's nothing to be excited about, especially a bunch of random people who we don't know who these people are, getting in touch with Mike Straw and telling him morale has improved in a major way and we have a vision again. It's only getting better. How is it getting better? So those are my thoughts on this. It's a shame that I got blocked by Stephen Hood over my criticism of a bullshit war. Now, even if he disagrees with it, why block me? To me, when you censor somebody that you disagree with, means you have no counter at narrative. You don't have any counter argument. I actually said something that he doesn't want people to hear. So he blocked me. This way I can't respond to him in any of his shit, right? So how anti-free speech? I mean, it doesn't get more anti-free speech than that. So he's a tool. He's a lemming. All these people, this whole company is loaded with people that are pro-Ukraine and all this other shit. I'm not pro-Ukraine. I'm not pro-Russia. I'm pro-America. And I don't like our never-ending warmongering policy. I don't like our never-ending involvement in everybody's affairs around the world and the reasoning behind it. They always want you to think it's about freedom. It's not. It's about other people's natural resources. It's about corporate America running our government. These things should concern everyone. I don't care who you are, what political affiliations you have. I have no political affiliations. I don't believe in these parties. I'm just an American citizen who's concerned where my tax dollars are going. And when you can write these blank checks to a corrupt government in Ukraine that's being run by Nazis and white supremacists, and you don't expect people to be able to criticize it, you shut you down. It shows you where we are. I'm gonna leave it there. So I wish I had real news for you guys, but this is all that's come out, and those are my thoughts on that. So I look forward to your comments later.